A long time ago, in a quiet village by the great river, there lived a kind and humble girl named Adana. She had no parents, no riches, and no fine clothes. But what she had was a heart full of kindness. Though she was poor and had very little, she always shared whatever she had with those in need. She helped the elderly carry firewood, watched over the children while their mothers worked, and never hesitated to offer food to the hungry. Adana's parents had passed away when she was very young, leaving her to fend for herself. She lived in a small, thatched hut on the edge of the village, close to the river. Every day, she walked down to the riverbank with a clay pot balanced on her head, filling it with water for drinking and cooking. The villagers often warned her not to stay too long by the river after sunset, as strange things were said to happen when the moon was high in the sky. But Adana never paid much attention to such tales. She was more focused on surviving each day. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of red and gold, Adana made her way to the river. The water was calm, reflecting the twinkling stars beginning to appear in the sky. She knelt by the riverbank, scooping water into her pot when she suddenly heard a soft, pitiful cry. She froze, listening carefully. The sound was faint but unmistakable. It was the cry of a creature in distress. Curious and a little cautious, she looked around, searching for the source of the sound. A few steps away, tangled in a fisherman's abandoned net, lay a small, golden serpent. Its tiny body shimmered under the moonlight, and its eyes, deep and sorrowful, pleaded for help. The net was tightly wrapped around its slender form, making it impossible for the creature to move. "Please, help me," the serpent whispered, its voice barely audible. "If the fisherman finds me like this, I will surely die." Adana hesitated. She had been told that serpents were dangerous creatures, symbols of bad luck. But looking at the helpless creature, she felt nothing but pity. It was small, weak, and in pain. How could she walk away and leave it to suffer? With careful hands, she began to untangle the net, pulling it away from the serpent's delicate body. It took some time, as the knots were tight, but Adana worked patiently, making sure not to harm the serpent in the process. Finally, after several long moments, the net fell away, and the serpent stretched its body in relief. "Thank you," it said, its voice now stronger. "You have shown kindness when you had no reason to. Because of your good heart, I will grant you a special gift." Adana's eyes widened in surprise. "A gift?" she asked. "But I do not need anything in return." The serpent nodded. "Come back to this river at midnight, and you shall see my secret." Before Adana could ask what it meant, the serpent slithered quickly into the water and disappeared beneath the surface. Adana stood there for a long time, staring at the rippling water. Should she go? Midnight was a time of mystery, and many villagers feared the spirits that roamed at night. But something inside her told her to trust the serpent's words. That night, after everyone in the village had gone to sleep, Adana wrapped herself in her shawl and quietly made her way to the river. The air was cool, and the only sounds she heard were the crickets chirping and the rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze. As soon as she reached the riverbank, the water began to glow with an eerie, golden light. The small golden serpent emerged from the depths, its scales shimmering like the stars above. "Follow me," it said softly. Before Adana could question what was happening, the water beneath her feet became solid. She gasped. She was walking on the river as if it were dry land. With cautious steps, she followed the serpent across the glowing water, her heart pounding with excitement and fear. After a few moments, they reached the middle of the river, where the water suddenly parted, revealing a hidden pathway beneath the surface. Adana followed the serpent down the path, feeling as if she were stepping into another world. At the end of the path stood a magnificent palace made of gold and pearls, shining brilliantly under the water. The walls were decorated with sparkling gemstones, and beautiful fish swam around, glowing in different colors. It was the most breathtaking sight Adana had ever seen. Once inside, the serpent suddenly began to change. Its body stretched and shifted, its scales melting away to reveal human skin. Within moments, a tall, handsome young man stood before Adana. His eyes were kind, and his royal robe shimmered like the river itself. "I am the guardian of this river," he said in a deep, warm voice. "Long ago, a wicked sorcerer cursed me to live as a serpent. But your kindness has touched my heart. Because of your selflessness, I will grant you a reward. You may take as much gold as you can carry." Adana looked around at the piles of gold and treasure surrounding her. She could have taken enough to become the richest person in the land. But she simply smiled and picked up a small handful of gold. "This is enough," she said. "I only need what is necessary to help my people." The river prince smiled. "Your humble heart will always lead you to greatness." With that, he guided her back to the surface, and Adana returned home with her small treasure. She used the gold to buy food for the poor, help the sick, and rebuild the broken huts in her village. Everyone was amazed at her sudden fortune, but she never revealed where it came from. However, news of her wealth spread quickly, reaching the ears of a greedy woman named Nkem. Unlike Adana, Nkem cared only for herself. She wanted to be the richest person in the village, even if it meant stealing from others. One evening, she tricked Adana into telling her the secret of the river prince. That night, Nkem went to the river at midnight, expecting the same reward. When the golden serpent appeared, she demanded, "Give me my gold, and make it quick." The serpent prince frowned. "You are not kind like Adana. Greedy hearts do not deserve rewards." Before Nkem could protest, the river roared and rose up like a mighty wave. With a loud clap of thunder, the water swallowed her up, and she was never seen again. From that day on, Adana continued to live happily, always helping others. The river remained calm, its waters whispering of the girl who had been kind to a serpent and was rewarded with a fortune far greater than gold, wisdom, kindness, and the love of her people. Thank you for watching. Comment what you have learned down below, like and subscribe for more interesting African folktales.